The show was decent. Some of the stories were actually very clever. I'll never forget the one where Sleeping Beauty turned out to be a vampire. However, others were by-the-book attempts. Oh my god, they're in the video game! That twist has only been used since the conception of video games. Ah.
Is that all you can do?
The following year, however, the show moved from ABC to CBS, and after 40 years and half a podcast apart, the Crypt Keeper was finally reunited with the Old Witch and the Vault Keeper. This season was a three-way battle for control of the stories, with the Crypt Keeper defending his title as top ghoul from the other two. In what I have to say is a twist more clever than any ending I've seen on the show. It's like if the other two Cinnamon Toast Crunch chefs came back, tried to cut Wendell's throat, and chop him up into cereal prizes. At the beginning of an episode, one of the two would try to steal the show away from the Crypt Keeper. Sometimes they would succeed and get the host the episode. Sometimes they would fail and the Crypty would tell the story himself as usual. Either way, Crypty would always manage to get the show back by the end of the episode. Now, for the most part, the Old Witch is exactly that. An old witch. She usually pops out of nowhere to vex Crypty with her powerful magic. There is a running gag with every time she appears she breaks a mirror after yelling her name.
Guess who? Your glamorous and ghoulish gal pal, the Old Witch! The Old Witch! The Old Witch! The Old Witch!
Kinda reminds me of another character.
Well, excuse.
She was also inclined to tell stories with a bit more romantic elements.
I'm in the mood for something romantic. A girl meets monster story.
And what does she consider romantic? How about a botany nerd finding out his new girlfriend is a plant creature?
That's a story that really grows on ya.
Like a what?
But other than that, she's your standard manic character. The Vault Keeper is a bit more developed, but then again he had to be. Looking back at the 50s, he looks exactly like the Crypt Keeper, save for the fact that he wears a different color hood. But with the revamp that Crypty had gone through, it was easy for the Vault Keeper to keep his old design. There was the matter of his personality and his abilities. While the Crypt Keeper had nearly a decade to find his snide personality and kind of undead playboy image outside of the comic books, this was literally the first speaking appearance of the Vault Keeper. What do you do with a guy who barely had any distinguishing qualities in the first place? Well, they actually did a good job flushing him out. Because the witch had magical powers, they decided to make him a polar opposite, and give him a mechanical inclination, using gadgets to get the best of the two of them. A variation on steampunk, which I guess you would call steam goth. As such, the Vault Keeper was given a boisterous voice and personality to go with his apparent intellect.
Vault Keeper, what are you doing here in my crypt?
The same thing I'd be doing anywhere, Crypt Keeper. Upstaging you!
But like most genius archetypes, he seemed to be easily distracted, which usually led to his downfall.
Behold my new Stretch-O-Matic. Prepare for a workout you'll never forget. Just a little adjustment and...
Something to be said for a low-fat diet.
away we... Huh? Uh-oh. Oh! Passes folded again.
Now in 1995, the show went on hiatus for 7 years, reappearing in 1999 as The New Tales from the Crypt Keeper, with the title character back, but not much else. The animation changed from the heavy black outlines that gave it its comic book look to a much more cartoony style. And the Crypt Keeper himself was actually in the stories, which didn't make him a Crypt Keeper at all anymore. Just some asshole that liked to mess with kids. And more importantly, no more Old Witch or Vault Keeper. Which is a shame, because I love their feuds. The stories in between them, I could take or leave. This incarnation of the Crypt Keeper show only lasted for a single season anyway. And guess who was waiting for CK when he got back to the crypt? So the lesson here, kiddies, is to always remember who your friends are. Because chances are they won't be forgetting who you are anytime soon.